Looking to upgrade to a, I think it's like a Sony X700.
Oh, you about to go crazy.
Yeah, I don't remember honestly the name. The full. Oh, did I not plug in the headphones? Oh, yeah, I didn't plug mine all the way. God damn.
I can't hear myself no more.
You can't hear yourself no more.
Yeah. Yo. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, now I can hear myself.
You good now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let me lower this.
Oh yeah, get yourself adjused. Like, I'm looking. See, that's another investment I need to do too. Oh yeah, you should be able to loosen it. I'm trying to remember.
Right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. So ready to loosen. Yeah. I was like, damn, I had to double think myself real quick. I was like, wait, what? Oh wait, no, you're tightening it now. Yeah. So, yeah, these mics, man, they don't want to cooperate sometimes. That's why I want to get new ones. You know.
There we go.
And then sometimes too, I crank them way too hard. I'm like, stay still, you son of a bitch! You ain't fucking no, because there's so many times like I noticed I didn't tighten it like enough for my guests. It starts sagging like over the episode. And I start seeing my guests like having a slinch.
Right, it's like yeah. Let me get this.
They just gone from the podcast. You're like, wait, what the fuck did you? Where the fuck did you go?
Facts.
Yeah, let me see.
Bet.
All right, let's fucking. Yeah, okay, I got everything. I should be good anyway. But I wanted to also, honestly, I want to go back to your, because we had a good conversation too before we were recording about like us, like people growing up in the 2000s, like early 2000s and 90s, and how just life was so. It was the height of American dream, like the height of the American dream, and
everything was affluent. Everybody had it for the most part. And I think it put people in a certain like safety zone, a false sense of security.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And people felt like, oh, this is how it's gonna always be. I can get into debt for forever because I'm gonna always get a raise, and then
things just kept growing. And that's the thing.
But recession happened.
2008 came through and bitch smacked all of us real quick.
Yeah,
like
fuck people up.
No, I definitely, like, I would have to actually sit down, and that's something I want to do, is sit down with my parents and see their perspective of them and grow, because, shit, I was only 12, well, 2008, yeah, I was only, like, 10, so I can chill, I didn't get to experience, like, the full, because, when you're young, you don't get the full perception of life, you still got that,
on. Yeah.
And I just feel like, it made definitely people look at their government and like, damn, like the Federal Reserve and stuff like that. Like, what's the value of the dollar if it's constantly getting printed?
Right.
And it's just like, oh God. So I don't know. I think it definitely opened up, especially now with COVID, like when we went through lockdowns and shit like that. It definitely opened a lot of people's eyes. So like, look at like all the money we're sending.
I think money. Yeah, I think the value of things kind of put things into perspective for people. So like material shit, like the cars, the clothes, the watches, whatever. People got paid real quick, right? So PPP loans and the fucking what was the other shit that was happening? Unemployment shit and
I think it was like an extra bonus unemployment.
Everything that was happening. It was just so much money, and people just had like thousands and thousands of dollars just at will. And I think that just made people realize this material shit really ain't anything. Like it's really not anything. And then to the people that never had it before, it was probably like a super shock to get it that quick and then blow it or not have it anymore. And so people are like kind of like trying to figure that way out of that. But all of that kind of stuff, I feel like just put into perspective material shit. And now where we at, it seems like the world itself is trying to like find something deeper. So like, you have everybody trying to like really double down on what their identity is or what their struggle is or what their story is or what it is they can do or what it is they have to offer or contribute. Like people are like starting to figure out that's where the value is at. I think that's why content is blowing up. Because the content is showing you, oh, this is who I am. So the day that we living in, right? We was talking about the 2000s.
Yeah.
You probably say, oh, I can only become famous if I play sports, actor, or if I, do something involved in entertainment, something like that. Now, you can think of a plethora of ways to get to it. And sometimes you don't even want, nowadays, I don't even think it's about fame. It's just about being rich and secure, right? So, and it is elements of fame, but I do feel like a progression of certain ways that people have mindsets throughout life has gotten us to the point that we at now, right? So from a false sense of security to a super shock that security was false to another shocking thing that happens with COVID. But this time, the bad thing happens, and it's kind of like you get this other good thing with all this like money, and nobody has to go to work, and it's just crazy, right? It's like there's no police out. There's just, whoa, I'm doing whatever. And then you got to, boom, come right back to reality again. That was just like, and we was talking in the 2000s, a false sense of security. People was getting money, and they just didn't think it was ever going to stop.
Yeah. Is that just because, do you think people just... Well, I guess during the time, especially with the lockdown, like in that period, people like again had time to self-reflect and all that shit. But I feel like also like when it comes to like their government and how much control like they really have, like how much they push the boundaries like for like in that short amount of. Like,
I mean, that's a certain.
Sorry, I lost my question. Not gonna lie to you. I had a good question. I fucking.
Nah, but you bringing up a good point. Like, did people start looking at themselves differently? Was the self-aware at a higher level, right? Was people's people's understanding of what the government's involvement was in our day-to-day lives? People was getting more access to information on that and had more time to really delve into that, right? But I ultimately believe that all of that had to do with the same false sense of security that we felt in the 2000s and even beyond, you know what I'm saying? I mean, even previously, other times within history. Like, look at the Roaring '20s, right? So after the Great Depression, then they said, "Oh, it's back up again. It's the Roaring '20s." No, it wasn't back up. Y'all just ran it up and made more debt. And then guess what? We went into the Great Depression. You feel what I'm saying? And not the Spanish flu happened. I'm sorry, the Spanish flu happened. Then the Roaring '20s happened, and then the Great Depression happened. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's just like we got this fall, like after the flu, we're like, oh no, we're good. Like we're back to you know, things we were, and then this other smack of like a whole huge detrimental fucking smack to like a reality.
It keeps smack like, yo, y'all gotta relax.
Yeah.
and so the same thing, like I said, the recession, 9/11, COVID, like these things happening. Yeah, we could say, oh, it's the government, oh yeah, it's this, but at the end of the day, I do feel like you said about being self-aware or whatever, like you have to make a decision for yourself every day. You made a decision to come here, pull up on me, say, yo, I don't know who I'm gonna talk to, but I'm talking to Community Love Norfolk, whoever I see when I get there. You see what I'm saying? You made a decision. The government ain't stop you. The man ain't stop you. Nothing stopped you. You got in the car and you drove, right? So every day we have to make decisions to do things. So I think when COVID happened and people had those moments, those crushing, shocking, detrimental, life-changing, whatever it was, some people felt it was the greatest time of their life, you know, like whatever. But my thing is, you had to make a decision on what you was going to do and how you was going to handle it. And that's really what all that shit is about, is making the right decisions.
Yo, you ain't wrong, because especially... I was going to actually bring up, that's why I wanted to bring up, you know Earl Nightingale by any chance? He's a philosopher like in the 60s or 70s. I'll send you a link to his video. I listen to it every day, and like what he talks about is the untapped potential of the mind. And like, again, going back to just, you know, realizing like how powerful your mind is. If you can think it, like if you can think the idea.
It's there.
Yeah.
It's done.
You know what I mean? Like, look at you. Like, I can imagine like when you, like, what were the thoughts actually thinking of like when it came to, you know, in Community Norfolk and the Future World Sports broadcast. Yeah, like what were the thoughts beforehand? Yeah.
So like with Community Love, a lot of people don't even really know how it came about or what happened. They just see what they see in Norfolk and be like, oh yeah, community. That's where like the people don't even know the backstory. There's actually other stores that I've opened and we have.
Shit.
Yeah, in DC.
Really, DC?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. What?
And I was at the National Harbor.
Wow.
Prior to this, so like this store, actually this store that we're in now, Future World Sports Store, this is my 5th store I've opened in the past 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and so like with that said, Community Love started because, like I was telling you before, I used to shoot videos for 10 plus years. A lot of people know me for that. And I was in New York at the time, and I had been living in New York for like the past 7 years at the time. Just shooting videos. I was working with Atlantic Records, Source Magazine. I was dealing with a lot of different artists. I was bringing even some people out here from Norfolk to New York and I got a couple of guys out here on the Source Magazine, bringing guys out here to do editorials, out there to do editorial shoots, all kind of stuff. I was really like within the mix.
When it comes to go ahead. When it comes to finding like individuals that you like, because you're putting your name out there and stuff like that when you're bringing these people up and and giving your connections. You know what I mean? Because I think that's more important than anything, honestly, is connections. Yeah. People don't realize that. Like, open up to talking to people. Like you said, like, take that risk. So like, how does it feel? Like, how does it feel when you see them like when they get to that, like when they're put to the test, like when you're like, hey, like here's an opportunity, like what is it you feel when they stand up to that next pedestal and like take it on? Like, do you get like a sense of like a relief, like because it's like, oh, okay, I chose the right person. Like I didn't get, you know what I mean? Like how's that? Like
I never chose the right people. That was my problem. A lot of times, I believed in the people I was working with either more than they believed in themselves, or it just was a straight business transaction. Outside of like some of the celebrity work that I did, a lot of the guys that I was bringing opportunities to were qualified artists, right? So they were good. I liked their music. They had something that could to offer, but there just wasn't a sense of commitment. They didn't have the commitment. They didn't have the. There was just certain elements that it was a disappointing thing. Are we good?
Yeah. Why? You're not hearing yourself?
No, my joint's kind of clicking.
Oh, okay. If anything, I can get you a new pair of headphones if you want. I didn't realize that.
No, you're good. I just didn't know if it was.
Oh, okay. Now we're good. Yeah. Okay. I'll let you know if anything. But yeah, let me know. Keep me posted. I got you. I'll fuck with the wire.
Yeah, no, you're good.
But yeah, that drive though, like you just didn't see the drive and a lot of when given the opportunity to accomplish that dream.
I had people that's close to getting bringing them somebody to the table for a deal, and them not showing up. Wow. So it's just me, the label or the label rep, and that's it. And the artist ain't show up, ain't even come to the state that we was in. Yeah. So like, and multiple times stuff like that happens throughout my shooting video. That's why I had to. I'm kind of glad the way it ended the way that it did, because it opened up a whole new element of what I'm doing now with the clothing stores and stuff like that. But even in that was a journey, like getting to it. Like you had asked me, like, what was the thought behind it? The thought behind it was I was in New York. The pandemic was happening. I had went to Anguilla, did a shoot in Anguilla, came back. The pandemic was in full effect.
How was that experience? Where's Anguilla? I'm not very.
In Anguilla? Anguilla is like.
I'm not familiar.
It's an island. It's like in the middle of nowhere.
What?
It's like.
You had the helicopter there or some shit? Like some crazy fucking.
We had to catch a plane to an island that took us to a boat to where we had to go.
Yo, what? That's some sick shit. It was just you and your your close or family?
No. I was on work. I was working. I was doing a job. I was shooting this artist.
Oh, for the videography.
I was shooting this artist named Jamil. He was like a very, very big reggae artist, young reggae dude. He wasn't big in the United States because he hadn't had a chance to really like do shows and stuff over here, but everywhere else they knew him. And we was in Anguilla. I was out there. I was shooting and whatever, and I had a moment on the beach. It was crazy. I was walking by myself. I had the camera in my hand. I was filming my feet in the water, and I was like, "Yo, I'm done. This is over." Because like I didn't really want to be in like out there. I didn't really have a passion for what I was shooting at the time. It was a weird space I was in. And it just was like I needed something different. But I didn't understand what was happening with the pandemic because it was rapidly growing, and I was like not necessarily in the States at the time. And so when I got back, it was kind of like in full effect. I had to leave New York. It was just a lot of shit happening. All my jobs for like the next 3 months had got canceled and dropped. So I didn't that was financially, it was just like, what the heck am I going to do? So I literally had to leave New York after being out there for mad years. Working and doing industry stuff, moving at a crazy pace, to leaving there immediately and going to Columbus, Ohio, with my 90-year-old grandmother. Rest in peace. She just died recently. But
may she rest in paradise. Right?
Yeah, facts. She lived a great life. Facts.
Yeah, that's awesome shit.
But,
90 years old. That's the shit.
92. She died.
92.
Yeah.
Damn.
But when I got there, so she with my father and my 90-year-old grandmother, like living the life every day. Like I told you, I just got back from Anguilla. Boom, and that happened. So I'm there, and I had to literally start over and figure it out. And I had a client of mine that I used to shoot videos with. I brought him to New York, brought him to the YouTube headquarters, all kind of stuff. He had a brand called Conscious Community Wear. And I wasn't the biggest fan of it. He literally was like my client. Like I just seen it as like this is a check. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and do what I got to do or whatever. And I wasn't really into like trying to like start a brand or whatever. I see myself as like, I'm about to shoot a movie. I'm working in the industry, whatever. So, he had been hitting me up while I was in Ohio. And he didn't really have like a lot of like ideas and stuff like that. But the time that we had worked together, there was some inspiration that he had captured, you know what I'm saying, from the work that we did.
Yeah.
And so he was just trying to tap back in with that. So he was hitting me up and he was just like, yo, what's up? You should get down with my brand or whatever. And I kind of was like curving it because I was like, yo, forget selling clothes, bro. It's the pandemic. Don't have no video work. I'm not thinking about selling no damn T-shirts. So
this is the last thing in general. Like you were just never interested at all, huh?
Not to say I wasn't interested, because I did make my own merch and I did like fashion stuff. But at that time, within the pandemic and the mindset I was in and what was happening with me being in Columbus, Ohio, with my I was like, T-shirts doesn't connect, and you're all the way in Virginia. I'm here in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah,
I don't even know where I'm getting my next dollar from. Selling T-shirts, bro. What? So I thought about it for a little bit, and after that, it was maybe a week or two. We had, well, I just say it like this. I was with it. I said, you know what? Fuck it, let's do it, right? But I said the only way we're gonna do this is if we start from scratch. I'm not gonna come onto your business and try to rock with you on something you've already started. We're gonna start from scratch, me and you together, and we're gonna build something. And so he was with it. He was like, all right, bet. Wow. So what ended up happening was there was this concept that we came up with, and it was called Healthy. And so because mind you, at the time in the pandemic, everybody was
on their health, with self-reflection, wanting to realign their chakras, all that, Reiki, you know what I mean?
Right.
I know what you mean.
So we had a shirt called Healthy, and I split it, and I put Heal Thy, Mind, Body, Soul. And so it said Healthy, Healed, right. And then how we promoted it was, we said, when
do you have one extra, hidden away, like a shirt? Yo, that's so clean.
I ended that joint. He tried to drop it again, but that's another story. But
Healthy, late brand.
Yeah,
is my fault.
Heal That Mind, Body, and Soul. And how we promoted it was we gave a free mask and gloves. At the time, mask and gloves was really hard to get and shit. So we had gave free mask and gloves with the T-shirt, and we was promoting it right by putting out fruit, putting out on a clean white shot of fruit on a white background, and then the information on what that fruit's benefits were.
Oh, okay.
So the shirts was moving like crazy, right? And he already had a base kind of built up based off of his previous clothing line, the Conscious Community Wear. So with the marketing concepts that I was pitching, the idea that we came up with the Healthy, and then the colors that we was choosing for the shirts, it was just a hit. It was so much of a hit, it got me out of Ohio into VA. And he had hit me and was like, yo, you should just come to VA. You could crash with me. We would figure this out. So I was like, bet, let's do it. So when I got there, I was like, listen, bro, my shit is called Love Sport, because that's what I was rocking with. That was my brand when I was shooting videos. Yeah. It was Post Mod. Everybody know me for Post Mod. But then when I started doing industry work, it became Love Sport, because I'm Love Child and my sport was shooting videos. So, boom, I said, I'm Love Sport. You Conscious Community Wear. What we need to do is bring both of those together, and we'll be Community Love. And so he was like, oh, that's crazy. He's losing it, right? He's like, oh, man. So he showed me this shirt one time. I had a shirt on, actually, at his crib.
Yeah.
And the shirt said, said like Los Angeles, California, right? But it was real simple. It was a yellow shirt, print was black, Los Angeles on the top, California at the bottom. He was like, oh, that's what we need to do it like that. So then he made the logo, right? He put community and he put love, like stacked, like just put the word community and the word love. And I looked at it because mind you, I shot videos, I did editing, I did a lot of marketing, I did a lot of stuff with artists to make them like a look. I created looks. So I was like, I said, that doesn't look cool. Like in my mind, I was like, that just doesn't look cool. And I was like, we got to make this mean something. And so I looked at the word, and I kept looking at it. I said, calm, because I took mass comm when I went to Norfolk State. Shout out Norfolk State. And I didn't graduate or nothing like that. Actually, the professor, this is a story too, the professor told me I should quit.
Really?
Told me I should drop out.
Because he saw better potential.
I don't know what the heck he saw. He just said, you need to drop out. And so I dropped out.
Okay. Yeah, shit. Hey, fuck it.
Shout out Norfolk State and that professor, because I wouldn't be rocking how I am today.
That's what I'm saying, shit.
So boom, I said, yo, I seen the comm. I said, communication. And then I was like, communication, I broke it down, unity, love, right? It's the 3 things you need to keep society moving forward progressively. And at the time, the riots, the racial unrest was happening along with the pandemic. And I was in Richmond, Virginia. And then if you remember, in Richmond, they had the statue of, I forgot the general that lost the war. And he's on like this.
Robert E. Lee.
They had that statue of him. So they was trying to tear that joint down. And this was in the peak of that. And so we was going out in that element selling shirts that said community love on it. Wow. And it said community love, which you see up here. You see how I have it is stacked. Yeah. So we did that. That shit was a hit, bro. Like people really understood it, especially in that time. Like we had went to DC and we were selling shirts on the Black Lives Matter Ave. And a lot of people had like the fist shirts, like with the power fist up, with the black power fist, and like the Africa shirts and like the Black Lives Matter shirts, and it was cool. I ain't mad at none of them shirts or none of the people selling them. But when you have 50,000 tables out there and they all got the same shirt, and then you come to our table and we got a hot pink shirt with white letters that say "Calm, Unity, Love," it just sticks out. And that's what was really like catchy about what we was doing was the colors, the message, and then how we was presenting it. And it won so much so that the vice president of this, when we was in DC, the vice president of this company called Eden, right? They're a big real estate company. They have a lot of properties and stuff within DC. One of their properties is called Union Market. Union Market is a big like market area where there's all kinds of international foods, and all people come there and work out and eat food and get. It's just a big meeting area, right?
I'll have to go. I've only been to DC once. It's beautiful though.
Yeah, it's a whole. It's funny because it's a whole district. It's the only district within DC, so like they're their own little city within themselves. And yeah, it's crazy. But they gave it. The vice president came and bought a shirt from us, and then she gave us the opportunity to be the only store in that market. Wow. So we were the only like clothing store, and it was like black owned. And at that time, you know how that was. Like it was really, people were pumping that and trying to support black owned businesses and everything. So it kind of hit at the right time, and the concept that we had was just a little more different than what was already out there, but it was on brand with everything, and it spoke to everybody, black, white, young, old, whatever. Yeah. So like,
I was gonna say, I just wanted to say kudos to you though. You know, during that turmoil, because you know what I mean, that's dangerous to go out there. You don't know like what could happen. You know, it's just you know what I mean, either you know what I mean, police and or you know people. You don't know. It's just you never know. But it's good that again you were showing a message of peace, love, and again community. Because in the end, you know, those are all our streets. You know, I don't want anyone's businesses or homes to get destroyed. You know, it's you know we want to, you know, just protest our thoughts and you know. I understand people don't feel heard, especially, again, during COVID when there was such a disconnect, again with, because everyone's like, 6 feet apart and all this, mask wearing too and all that. It was just, it was a mental shock, man, and a social shock. Like I imagine the next generation of children growing up and how that's going to mess them up socially. Yeah. I mean, it's messed up a lot of people socially even now. You can see it now. You can see how it's affected people in a number of ways. Just I think life has changed for everybody that has survived that period of time through COVID, the lockdowns, all that pandemic shit. It changed everybody for the different. But
But yeah, like, so we had got that opportunity. Things start taking off, and while we were at Union Market and we were pretty successful, we started talking about like franchising the concept and like trying to open up other stores. He was from Richmond, of course, because that's where I went.
Yeah.
And so the idea was to go and find a spot in Richmond. Didn't work out. Just to leave it at that. I found a spot in Norfolk, which was a spot that we just left from earlier.
Great energy too, guys. Like, go to Community Love, and the vibes there. Because you host a fucking podcast. You're a broadcasting network. But continue what you're saying.
Yeah. Facts. I appreciate that too, man.
Hell yeah. Well, it's awesome. It's a great. I felt the creative energy as soon as I walked in. Like, damn, I want to get shit done. Like, it's a motivation. Like, because it's great to be again with the community that has the same mindset of generational wealth and accomplishing each other's dreams.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, so if you need to do something, okay, good.
We good.
Okay. Community Love. So indeed, you opened up you tried opening up in Richmond. Didn't happen. Damn.
Yeah, we tried at 3 different spots and it didn't work out. And sometimes
3 different spots, really,
bro.
What?
Like, I was coming up to Richmond like at the drop of.
So this was like what, 2020, 2021?
This was around 2021.
Okay. Because you said, I know it was after during COVID, like the hype of COVID.
Yeah, this was 2021 where we were at Union Market and we were looking to get another spot. And like I said, the
Norfolk. Oh no, I was gonna say then you get
So the Norfolk, I had came out. So while we were at Union Market, I ended up like getting myself together and getting the spot out in Norfolk, and so I was out here. And it's funny because right across the street, you see those brick buildings, right?
Oh, yeah.
I was right. They say I guess that's Knott's like old studio. I was over there. I had my video equipment set up because I was like, I'm back to videos. I'm about to get it. Like, I hadn't really bought into the fact that I had a brand. I was selling shirts. I had people that were into it. It wasn't connecting for me in a way where I looked at it and said, I have a brand, I'm gonna take this. I was still like, all right, things are kind of better. Let me go ahead and try to shoot videos again. I was going back to something that was comfortable. And what a lot of times as I moved on through life, I realized leaning on things that you might feel are comfortable or you're used to is really where you mess up at. That will cause you to experience some of the worst pain in your life. But like, so boom, when I was here, like I said, I was across the street. And I was trying to do videos. I was just in there, like, shooting for videos for people, doing, like, free editing for people. It was just, like, a crazy move backwards. And then I had this whole store up in D.C. So I'm out here across the street, like, and there's some crazy shit going on, right? So, it's just, like, it wasn't connecting. And I ended up seeing this spot, the spot that I Community Love, which is now Community Love Norfolk. And I said, that's mine. I'm getting that. And it lined up because we had already been talking about expanding, and we tried to do it in Richmond, but it ain't work. I seen this spot. I said, well, I'm gonna get it. And the first opportunity that presented itself, I got it.
Went into that shit. I was gonna say, do you plan in the future of opening up in Richmond though? Like, you still gonna try or nah?
No.
Oh, that bad? Damn.
No.
Motherfuckers. Y'all missing out on good talents.
It's not Richmond. It's not Richmond. It's just.
It's not it.
I'll let him have that. He can have Richmond, I guess. Or he can do whatever he want to do in Richmond. I wouldn't even mess around.
Yeah, true. But that's all. It's like you said. Like and I wanted to say too, because you said you within 5 years. No, you opened up 5 businesses within
2 years.
Yeah, within 2 years.
That's what
I was like, that's what it was. It's like, how would you say for someone like going through that experiences, like, because this is another conversation we were having about earlier about your friend. I forgot his name, but how he was like he was working for digital.
Carl.
Carl.
Shout out Carl, man.
Shout out to you, brother.
Facts.
Yeah, I would like to have you on if you're listening.
Oh, he got to come up here.
Yeah, that would be sick. Oh, yeah, because he's in Richmond.
Yeah, he's in Richmond.
Okay, I'll drive up. I've never been to Richmond yet. I've never been to Richmond.
Pull up. It'll be a good. He got a great story.
But just like you said, like opening 5 stores. Like, so what would you say for someone like when they're in that rut, like the first time, second time, maybe even third time opening up a business? Like, what would you say? Yeah, like
if it's your third time opening the same business, then you need to figure something else out. That's the first thing. But don't let nothing stop you from doing what you know you're supposed to do. So when you get that feeling and you're locked into something, don't let somebody come tomorrow and say, oh, nah, you shouldn't be doing that. because I seen somebody else and nobody over. Like, forget that, because you have your own path and unique destiny, and nobody knows it except you and God. That's it. So if somebody's coming in and trying to tell you what you should or shouldn't do based off of something you know you're supposed to be doing, then that's crazy. That means they know more than God. You know what I'm saying? And that's just crazy.
And to, and that's another thing too. I feel like a lot of people are trying to get now, like a lot more than ever, is that satisfaction from the exterior instead of within the interior.
Right.
Especially with technology now, with Instagram and Facebook. Actually, have you I actually watched this I can't believe I watched it for the first time last night, but you ever heard of The Social Dilemma?
Yes.
Have you watched it by any chance?
I've seen it.
Yo, is that shit wild though? Yo, that shit's fucking crazy, bro. You have like people of like Google, like former presidents and like fucking like,
that shit is nuts.
Like like you had, I think it was like a decade that Facebook, it was like an undercover though, like it was like a, not undercover, but it was a worker that was collecting data like over a decade, and then blew the whistle. It was, and it showed statistics on how Facebook
basically how they just collected your data, how they just control. Didn't they do it? Instagram it was all on Facebook, right?
Probably Instagram too, because they are the same anyway, right? Yeah, Facebook and Instagram own each other.
I seen this one doc, it shows, so like it was this kid, or the scenes that I started seeing, it was just like focused on this like boy, this young white boy, and like I think his girl was like breaking up with him, or he was some girl he liked had another boyfriend or something, but he would be on Instagram like checking her shit and just like obsessing over her on Instagram. And the doc was just kind of it wasn't even a doc, it was like a movie, but they were showing how like Instagram was like affecting how this kid was viewing life in the world and everything. So like they were treating like a lotto machine. So like when he would scroll down, it'd be like that little lotto, like what am I gonna get next? And then like it would show, which would be called like the algorithm, but it was represented as like two humans.
Oh yeah, that's Social Dilemma.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, but I know exactly. Yo, that shit was crazy. Like it's so
that
true though.
That shit was nuts. I was like, oh, they crazy. Because he was like, oh yeah, we're about to like, he's about to go to sleep. Let's make sure he talks to such as they were, you know what I'm saying? Like they was hitting him at specific times, and he would fall for it. He's like, oh,
put a booty pic on there. Get him up, get him up another 2 hours.
Bro.
Yeah. It's like we got fucking Pornhub advertisements going out the wazoo. All right, we gotta get these payments hit.
We gotta go. It was going crazy.
Yo, but dude, I love that perspective that they did that though, because then it really makes you think. Because I think we all, like our generation and younger, like we know how fucking much they've social media and even our own government is taking information from us though and storing it. But like when you actually see how it affects us, dude, you had like the company of like a guy who used to work at Facebook, and his title was like growth, and like what it is to like manipulate people through like whether it be sound, colors, how to get people attracted, and literally he's saying I forget the specific quote, but how much of your life can be taken away. Like how much life can they take away? And that's so, dude, it's disgustingly true. Because you know what I mean? If you're just sitting there scrolling on the fucking Facebook or whatever the whole time, just watch, what else are you doing? You're just locked. And you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. That shit gets me too. I'm like, shit, man. All right, too much booty. All right, I gotta sign up.
Yo, that's all you see is ass.
OnlyFans.
Like, jeez, Louise, man. Me and my boy, actually, Carl was talking about that. He was just like, yo, it's so flagrant. Like, it's just so much. Like I didn't even ask for all this ass on my timeline, and then my like, what's going on? It's like that movie, like you said, like in The Social Dilemma, how like the two dudes was, and they was like, oh yeah, it's about that time we gotta hit them with the. And it's like
it was a game. It was a game to them.
Yeah, I really feel like though it might be like that. Like it really might be one person or a couple of people, like some humans. But you see, on Twitter, they've been like exposed, like Elon Musk.
Yeah, the Twitter files.
And then did you see they put out I guess the secrets of the algorithm, or
I didn't
how
see
it works or whatever, and they're saying like it probably crosses over to like the other platforms.
100%, my God, and that's why you see after the Elon, those Twitter files released, you seen Facebook unban Donald Trump. Instagram is that you see them doing that because they don't want to fucking go under the fucking they don't want Congress under their fucking neck and now breathing down their neck. You know what I mean? And now you have a look at TikTok now too.
TikTok's about to get banned though.
Yeah, honestly, it should have gotten banned a while back, but like I don't know. Either way, it doesn't matter. We're still getting surveilled by our own government.
It doesn't matter anyway. It's all this shit is wild.
They say if you're not paying for the product, you're the product.
You are. Yeah.
Is that shit wild?
Yo, I heard a really cool saying too. They said cool people. No. Hold on. I don't even want to fuck this up, but I remember it. They said rich people buy the stuff that the cool people make, or some wild shit.
Rich buy what the cool people make,
or some crazy shit like that. You ever heard?
I gotta search that shit now because now I feel like that sounds mad familiar. Shit.
Like I heard Dame Dash said it. He was like.
Damon Dash?
Damon Dash.
Damon Dash?
You know
am I bugging? Yeah, I'm not.
Oh,
I'm
Damon,
bugging right now.
Look him up, man. He was one of the co-founders of Rockefeller Records.
Wait, really? Oh,
yes,
damn.
with Jay-Z.
Yo, my dad would drip me in that shit.
Yo,
I wish I had. Yes, bro. Oversized too, like double XL. I'm like, can't even fit. I'm like, why the fuck is this double my fucking size? Yo, you looking fresh, son. I'm like, yeah.
Yo, that's a classic picture. If you got a picture with you dripped out this.
I gotta find it. I definitely have something out there, fam. They had some good fucking clothing though. Like
They
honestly,
did,
looking
yeah.
back, I'm like, damn, they had some good fucking like.
They had some cool shit, but I wouldn't wear none of that shit right now.
Why you just don't fuck with it? It's just not old shit.
Hell no. You wouldn't catch it. I did have, you know what? I'm crazy because I did have some Rockaware flip-flops and a Rockaware bathrobe.
Yo, you must do after you fuck your bitches in your Rockaware flip-flops.
I just put your bitch in my
Rockaware flip-flops. Oh.
Facts.
And you have the Rockaware towel too. Like, here, dry yourself off.
Yo, I had the Rockaware robe for no reason.
The robe, I thought you said towel.
I had a Rockaware bathrobe for no reason. It was maroon. I bought it in Harlem.
Oh shit, yo, you were just like, yo, I have to get that.
I seen it. I said, oh yeah, I'm getting that's mine.
with the flip flops too.
Yeah, I had the whole thing. It was sick. It was a nasty sight.
Yeah, I think they're like expensive. Like their price has gone up now. Am I bugging the value?
Rockaware?
Yeah, am I bugging? I thought so.
I think Hove actually sold a piece of Rockaware or sold it. One of the two. I don't know. Don't give me the line. I think he sold it though to like the Iconic Group or Iconics Group. One of them.
Oh really?
Yeah,
okay.
Move.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, I was gonna say shit. I don't. It's been a while. I thought they just gave up on it. They're like, piece, we're done.
Nah, yeah, they sold it, man. They got rid of it when he made that. It was one of the moves he made when they got rid of Rockefeller. They broke up Rockefeller. Like that's you might not know this, but you probably grown enough to know business. So think about this. You got a podcast, right? Let's say me and you become partners on your podcast, right? And it's booming. It goes up, right? We get $100 million.
Damn.
Right? We up, right? Then so while we got all this money and we up, I come to you and I say, hey, yo, listen, man. I got an offer, man. Somebody came to me with an offer. They want to buy us out, man. I think it's an opportunity for us to like do bigger and better things. That's what we came into this game for. We here now. Somebody wants to buy us out for double the amount of what we're worth, triple the amount of what we're worth. And you say, yeah, let's do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't, it'd be, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I say, bet. And we shake on it and we go and we sell the company. But the company that we sold it to, I also, which I didn't tell you, was offered a job to be the president of that company.
Oh, so you would take full ownership of now the company that we started, and then.
So I got my friends to sell the company that we started together, and then now I own the whole thing.
Damn.
Because I'm secretly, I became the president of the company that I told y'all should sell it to.
Wow, that's
what Jay-Z did to Damon Dash.
Yo, that's fucked. Yo, that's fucked. I guess it's a cutthroat game, but damn, like that though, to your own fucking
That's and see when you go and you do your research on Dame Dash gets painted to be this wild, like crazy dude. Yeah, he had some like erratic moves. Yeah, he was like a very passionate businessman in how he moved and he did things in an unorthodox way. He was really for the people. He was against the corporate, like he was against the suits, right? But with all that said, he gets painted in a bad way. But that what I said literally, that's what happened. Just that's fucking cold blooded.
That's literally like, you say you watch my back, I gotta watch my shoulder.
Listen, man.
Like what?
Listen,
damn,
man.
I didn't know that. That is fucked.
Who needs enemies with friends like that, man?
That's a damn.
And listen, I'm gonna tell you like this, man, and not to this is another pod, but that similar thing happened to me within Community Love. That's a story within itself that I'm sure a lot of people probably.
Yo, if you want to drop, dude, we got time. If you want to fucking speak
so
it,
I'll speak on it. I speak on it like this, as I like even just to pick up where we was at, like the success of Community Love was out of this world, and it was fast and it was quick, and we opened up a lot of stores. And in that, we got $100,000 investment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And in that investment, we brought in an investor by the name of Fanya. And she was a millionaire, multimillionaire. She's a immigrant from Haiti. Oh, she started her own business providing supplies, and she got government contracts. And in those government contracts, they equaled up to be like, I think the year that she invested in us, she was up like $20 million in contracts. Yeah, she was caking.
God damn.
And so she was her first time ever being like she had told us this is her first time like investing and being a philanthropist, and she wanted to invest in like young black businesses and stuff, right? So it was her first time doing that. So I don't really fault her too much in how everything went down, but it still was crazy what happened. So, because just logic, just using, even just having a sense of moral and ethic, and principle. My partner at the time, his name is Prince. He had I'll say it like this. He went to our investor.
Is this Will Smith?
No.
He said Prince. I was like, he said
Prince, like Printz.
Oh, okay.
Not like Prince.
Oh, I was like, Prince of Bel-Air.
He wants everybody to think. I actually gave him his nickname. I named him.
I named you, you bastard.
Yeah,
you feel like Anakin and Darth Vader in episode 3.
Exactly.
Like, motherfucker, I got the high ground. You see,
right. So he went to our investor, and they had a discussion about removing my percentage. So when we brought her on, her investment equaled up basically to 7%. And so she had 7%, but she was a minority owner, and she was a silent partner. So she couldn't really say anything on the moves that we made, but she could advise, but she really couldn't like be a.
Oh, okay, that's what it's silent. I never knew. I thought it was just they didn't want to be in the spotlight. Shit like
that's usually what it is, but she just couldn't. She didn't have any like majority say.
Okay, got you.
But her investment did, guarantee her 7%. Mm-hmm. But they had conversations about removing my percentage. Now, mind you, I'm a majority owner. Yeah. So the fact that took place was just insane. And when I found out about it through one of my good friends in Harlem, that my business partner at the time went and told him what he was doing. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, right? Yeah. So I run it by you again. My business partner was having conversations with our investor about removing my percentage. How I found this out was through one of my good friends in Harlem. He informed one of my good friends in Harlem of what he was doing in an attempt to kind of sway this guy, because this guy was a good friend of ours, a good friend of mine that I introduced him to. Mm-hmm. And he was a guy out there, you know what I'm saying? And for whatever reason, this is my friend. This guy seen my former business partner seen him as, I guess, some kind of like benefit. I don't know what
beneficiary or something.
I guess, but it wasn't
new partner or something.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know what he was thinking, but to tell him that, like he wasn't gonna tell me, or like he just was gonna say, "Oh yeah, fuck that." Like we're not talking about millions of dollars here, bro. So it's a certain thing that we have that's called loyalty. Yeah, that he stuck by, and he informed. He's like, "Hey man, listen." And I knew he wasn't lying, because I never told my boy in Harlem, shout out Mac. I never told Mac our investor's name or anything about an investor. So the fact that he was telling me this, I was like, wow, this is interesting. And mind you, this is all while I'm down here creating this store in Norfolk. That what you see today was what I was building, over this time.
Just starting.
Just start by myself, and not even having my business partner trying to sabotage me. So, like I said, I feel dangerous.
That's just so. Again, it's just absurd. It's like, what you see the business growing with the part. Like, why not? Why are you going to destroy that business partnership? It's just it just make like why like it does. Like,
I know why. I mean,
money corrupts, or like
ego. We had got I didn't even shed light on this, but we had got a store at the National Harbor next to the MGM Grand, and it's up in DC or America.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so like at this time we have a lot of stores, and there's there's just a lot of ego that's building up. One, because I have an operation out here in Norfolk that he, I guess doesn't feel a part of, I guess, but that wasn't the case. But that all it takes is communication. And where everything faltered at was because we weren't living up to the name, which was community love, communication, unity, and love. I'm not even going to say, oh, money or this, that. I'm going to say we weren't living up to the name. That's both of us.
That's humble, man. That's awesome, man.
And that's real. Awesome. That's real. And in that, when I seen a lot of the pain that happened between the stores and just a lot of the anger, just the negative stuff that came from that, I said to myself at the top of last year, I said, I'm not selling anything else with Community Love on it. I said, I'll never sell Community Love again. He has a store, and we have a store up at the National Harbor still next to MGM Grand. It's a huge store, bro. It's an amazing store. It's like the peak of where our business went, right, of what we did together. It's the peak of it. It's the ultimate thing that you could accomplish in 2 years, like what everybody would want to do. Is you get in, you build up, you boom, and now you're on the block. You got the biggest store on the block. You're looking crazy. You're next to the MGM Grand. You're making $20,000 a month. Easy. It's nothing, right? In that, what I realized is that there still was an element in which this was still about making money and not about what the name was really about and what it was built on, which was two friends helping each other out, trying to work together to be able to survive despite the odds, despite the environment. We worked together and showed each other love. And we talked about things and we kept it tight. And that faltered. We faltered from that, and it became something different. It became more about a look. It became more about who's saying who's the boss or who's this and who's making this and who's doing this, and we lost our way. And I'm like I said, we lost our way. Like I said, at the top of last year, I said to myself, I'm not selling anything in Community Love. And I had the whole store full of stuff that said Community Love. And I said, if anybody wants it and somebody asks me how much it is, it's free, because I don't believe in trying to sell the name. That's something that we should live. And that's what really prompted me, because I've always had Future World Sport. It's something that even when we were doing Community Love, I had Future World Sport. I had gear in our stores that I was selling, but I never really took it on like 100%. But when I realized and I kind of grew from the experience, I said, you know what? This is crazy. I can't sell this name, especially if I'm not even living it or I'm having beef with the person I started this with. How can I sell this name? So I stopped selling it, and I don't put it on anything. It's a lifestyle. So now with Future World Sport, that's what I sell. That's what I make my money with and everything like that. And it's another story behind that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what it is, it's a different narrative. It's not just like something that came from like some kind of like, oh man, this happened and I didn't really want to do it, but then I grew to love it. But it's something that's always been a part of me, Future World Sport. But with Community Love, it's a lifestyle. It's what I try to show. It's what I try to extend to people. It's where I have those guys in there right now doing that podcast. It's the reason why I built this store. It's the reason why I try to really open my arms up. Whether it's accepted or not, whether it's received the right way or not, I always try to extend the hand. Because I understand that I'm trying to live community love, not sell it. You know what I mean? So
that's great, and that's the best thing to live by, man. You're only gonna, you get what you put out into the world.
That's
Actually,
true.
Have you ever heard of? I recommend this book to you. It's called The Go-Giver.
No.
It's The Go-Giver, the greatest business idea I ever thought of, or something. And basically, what it is exactly what you're saying. A quick super like GoDaddy summary that I'm gonna just fucking say is like right. Your value is placed on what you give to society than what you take. And a man will, and going back to Earl Nightingale, like the power of the mind, if you give more than what you take in value, you're going to, if you want to gain more in money or whatever you want in your life, just give more of yourself out to the world. Like be loving, support. Just, like you said, like what the words you live by.
That's true.
It's just, and that's what I think a lot of people need, is just take that time to self-reflect about themselves and like what they truly want and desire, and just start with yourself. And then hopefully, people see that self-love and want to expand on that.
Yeah, I think that's true, man. Like, I think the more that I'm figuring this whole thing out of what I'm at in life and what I'm doing, I'm realizing it's bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? It's way bigger than me. is something that even if I'm not here, this is, you see how I'm not over there, but it's still operating and living and moving. It's bigger than me. I could drive home right now, and guess what? That's still gonna be going on. People not even gonna know I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? So that's the goal.
That's amazing.
That it operates without having to do anything without me. You know what I mean? The fact that you pulled up to the building, you talked to somebody else out there, there was a connection that was positive that was made outside of this building, and you hadn't even met me yet. You didn't know who you was meeting. And that happened at this building. You felt cool. Like you felt, okay, this is somewhere I can walk into. You didn't feel shady or nothing. That's the goal, bro. That's the goal. And that's what I'm understanding. It's not about selling a shirt. It's not about being the #1 store. It's not about making sure that I got the hottest this and that. It's about knowing that, yo, people feel good about being here. It's a safe space. I can create. We can execute. We can produce. You know what I'm saying? Resources are available. You know what I mean? So
you're the hope in the dark, man. You know, and that's like that's what needed more than ever, man. Because think about, like you said, all the lives you touch. Like how many more? It's pay it forward.
Right. Right.
Literally, you're paying it forward, man. And you know, we think how many lives you touch. You know what I mean? Like you said, a whole other podcast is happening about how many people they've gotten into their community, got them to be like, you know what? Shit, I should fucking finish up that music project or some shit. Why fucking not?
Right. It's I'm hoping somebody gets inspired, and I know people have. Like, it was people that have been here because I've been here 2 years. As far as that store is concerned, and I've had a few different teams come through here. You know what I'm saying? Some people have left amicably, some people not. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I know that people have all left here with some sort of other idea, and not based off of something I did, but just having that ability to say, hey, when it was cool, or even if it is still cool, when I was there, I was able to execute this. I was able to get my thoughts together. I was able to figure this out for that moment that I was there. You know what I'm saying? So, like, sometimes it's not always going to be like, oh, this person came here and they created this great thing. Sometimes it's like, yo, I was here to get myself settled. I understood that I just needed to be here. This kept me from doing this. It was my boy. He used to come through. His name's Blaine. And shout out Blaine. He's in like Arizona now.
Oh damn, Arizona's beautiful too.
Yeah, he loves it out there. But he used to tell me, he was like, bro, I'm just glad I can come here and know it's clean, it's chill, ain't nobody gonna run up on me. I can smoke my little weed, and sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes that's all you need. When I was living in New York, man, before I actually had like a spot or like a actual location I could be at. Like, sometimes I was just like, damn, I just wish I could just go somewhere and just sit down and hang outside of like some dirty bum spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I just need some, and you know what I mean? So it's like, I want to create those kind of elements for people. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh shit, my shit. It just died. Don't worry about that. We're good.
Oh, it's dead?
Yeah, it just dying on me. Oh, you son of a bitch. It's all right. Yeah, man. Yeah, you fucking GoPro.
Was we done?
Yeah, no, we can.
It's
yeah,
cool.
we can keep going. I want to at least hit an hour. I don't want to feel like I'm taking up your time. Hour? Yeah. We're about to be 52 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. I usually do a minimum an hour. That's why.
It's feel like
because you mean you have. I have honestly. I've had so many questions I wanted to talk about. Like before, I'm like, damn. Like I have to have another episode.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, no cap though, fam. But you used to have a great story, and it's again like people need, and that's why I love doing this though, because again, like you said, like when you get to talk to other individuals and get to learn their experiences and get those ideas that are going to spark you and just like get you, inspire you to do what this life's about, man. We only got one fucking life.
That's it.
It's like, what the fuck? Like, why are we afraid? Why? Oh, fuck. It was like a quote from Benjamin Franklin. He's like, fear is what holds us back from doing the good in the world, or some shit like that. Some mic dropping shit.
Something like
and that. You know what I mean? I'm happy to like know like there's people out there like you know yourself that are trying to create these great communities that are showing love, man. Because again, like. Because when I like a little short thing about like podcast, like 2019, so like that's when I dove into podcasting too. Like I was like, fuck it. And what I started with was the Grand Rising at first, but then I got into doing I was a co-host for this other podcast, and it was all about politics. And you know how politics, when you dig into that shit, it gets depressing as fuck.
Yeah, it gets dark.
And like that changed me. Like I've noticed like it changing me because you just look at the world so much more negatively. Because then you're like, oh, I see all these like all these bad things that, you know what I mean? But that's the way they manipulate you, though. Social media and the news, or just like TV in general, like music, whatever. It's just they're manipulating your emotions in some way. But like, anyways, they use a lot of fear tactics and like things that get you on edge. Like, and you know what I mean? I was like, yeah, fuck that shit. I want to change that. I want to like have, again, like, I mean, and this is what I like doing. I like talking to individuals, you know, and hearing their story and like what they've gone through. And I don't know. It's just because people need you know, and I'm still learning. Like, I'm trying to listen better. I'm trying to like, no, let people be heard. You know,
I know I've had a great time. I feel like this is probably, for me, I hate the way this is going to sound, but I don't usually do interviews.
Nah, no way.
That sounds so crazy.
Why you say that?
Because it just sounds pretentious. Like, I don't usually do interviews. But, like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you fucking think you're lucky?
Right, you're lucky to have an interview. Like, that's so lame. But I'm not in the position where people ask me to do an interview, right? Mm-hmm. I'm never really in that position. So this experience, I didn't really know. Like, I was like, well, damn, should I? Like, I was just, because I'm so used to being on the opposite end. So it was just like, well, not on the opposite, but like more so like the organizing end of it.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, let's hook this up and da-da-da.
Yeah.
So, you know, you have made it extremely comfortable.
I'm happy to know that.
Great energy, great presence, man. I can tell you are definitely an intelligent individual. You know what I'm saying? And like, even like the whole brand, like when you hit me up, I didn't feel like it was anything that was going to be like cheesy or fake, or I felt the authenticity just talking to you on the DM.
Really?
Yeah. So, cause I like I said, it's rare that I'm just going to be like, yeah, let me see more about what's going on and then continue on to see this conversation out. But I just felt like, yo, you know, this is ill. And then I seen some work, and then I seen Tez was up there.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, okay, yeah. I'm locked in. And then, like I said, I was watching the clips, so like some of the guys that you have interviewed have came to the open mic.
Oh, like our support. I think
Von Wave.
Von Wave.
Jinx and them. Henry.
Yeah, Henry the Fourth. I mean Henry the Third. No wait.
No, the fourth.
V is a 5, right? Yeah. V is a 5. Okay,
yeah. Subtract. Yeah, do it backwards. Yeah. But Henry IV, Henry the Fourth, and a few other people. And I was just watching them joints. And I was just like, this is, I like this. This is fly. So I appreciate you, man, and what you brought to me and giving me the opportunity to be able to do something that I don't usually get a chance to do.
That's awesome. And that's what I like, too, because, again, like, it's people admire, like, people with individuals who have that creativity, who, like you said, who are in the background, making sure that everything's perfect. And I want to pick that brain. I want to see, like, what makes you think, like, what's the life you've lived? Like, what makes you think? Like, what makes, I don't know. It's just fascinating to me. Yeah. You know, because we're all living different. Yeah. That's the badass shit. And that's why, again, like, I thank you, if anything, more than ever, because, again, it's like, you know, even though you're saying you have, it really runs itself, you know what I mean, your whole business, but still, it's like your time is still valuable, because guess what? You could be creating another idea for a product. You could be doing something that's going to progress the company and yourself more. Right. In the community. And that's why I love people who take the time, because time is more valuable to me. Yeah. You know, money comes and goes. Yeah. Of course, it's sad that, like, obviously we need it in society. Like, I'm not saying, like, oh, I don't need it. You know what I mean? Shit, I got to pay the bills too. Especially as a businessman, I know you like shit, but, like, you know.
I got to pay people.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And that's another, like, fucking thing that, you know what I mean? Another, like.
But it's like, part of it, man.
Hey.
It's part of it. I was thinking about the other day. I was like, man, it's a blessing to be able to pay people. Like, to be able to say, okay, I got a payroll, even though it's taking money from money that I'm making, but I wouldn't have made that money if they weren't a part of it. And then it's a blessing to be able to make that money and know that, okay, this is working. So, man, somebody else can eat off of this dream too. You know, so, like, I feel good about it. When I'm able to pay them, I feel so good about it, because it's just like, yo, I feel blessed. Like, dang, I'm paying somebody to really help me execute this. This is fire. I'm in a position to do that. So, you know. That's all.
And that's all. I wish you made more years of success on your road to business and the whole nine. Seriously, I definitely had to have you on a part 2.
We gotta do it.
You got a lot of stories I can imagine. That's
my gosh, man, we could talk about a lot of crazy little celebrity video stories. All of that.
I'm trying to expand to other, like, content too and shit like that. So we'll be in contact.
All right, man. Okay. That's love.
But shout yourself out. Tell the people how they can support you, the whole nine. And if you want to shout anyone out, the mic is yours. Whatever you want to say, all you.
At Community Love Norfolk, that's the store. At Future World Sport, no S at the end, just Future World Sport. Yeah, man, we here. Let's get it. We opening the museum 2023 this summer, and it's on, man.
And guys, thank you so much for supporting the podcast. I hope you guys are doing the best you can for yourselves and the people around you, because you know why? You fucking deserve it. And this is Eli, and peace the fuck out. And I'm just going to say, just to make it exactly hour, because I'm surprised it was a couple of seconds.